Welcome everybody back to the channel today. This is a really good video. I haven't posted in a while. I mean, there's been some things that have been going on, but since I last posted, I've been posting a lot on this single game, Recon Wildlands. The beta came out. I talked a little bit on that, I believe, but since then, there has been a lot of really strange things happening with this game because the beta itself. The beta itself has gotten some really bad ratings. When it initially launched, Ghost Recon Wildlands beta, the open beta, it was almost down to, I believe, 30% approval rating on Steam. And now I'm going to be talking a lot about Steam reviews on here because that's what I'm pretty much going to be playing this game on. I might play a little bit on console, but Steam is going to be my main source. So when the beta officially launched, it had very bad reviews, the frame rates on PC was garbage, and after doing a little bit more research on it, the frame rates on console would dip down to like 27 in some areas, which is just terrible. Now me running a 1070 with an i7 quad-core processor, I can get around 70 frames per second on high settings on a 1440p monitor. So I'm gonna stop blabbering on about specs and all this garbage that a lot of you don't even want to hear about. But what I'm going to do is tell you why this game is actually doing quite well with pre-orders, and I'm also going to talk about why I still pre-ordered the deluxe version of this game, and why I believe it's going to be still one of the biggest contenders for Game of the Year, even with the ratings at right now 50% for the open beta, and the actual game hasn't had any reviews yet. We just got the opportunity to start downloading the game, pre-download it, so I recommend doing that if you are on Steam or console because it is 40 gigabytes. So I'm gonna stop blabbering on here. So listen up guys, this is really cool, and it's probably going to change a lot of your minds about pre-ordering this game. First off here, I'm gonna say 6.8 million people were in this beta, and that might not mean a lot to you, but let me say something. This broke Ubisoft's record for a beta launch, and The Division, not really a big surprise, was the previous winner. I can't really remember what it was. It was like 2 or 3 million people played that beta. 6.8 million people played this beta. It broke records on all levels with Ubisoft, saying that this game has a lot of hype behind it, and there's a lot of people interested in it. And now I'm actually going to try to explain to you guys why I think you're still going to really want to pre-order this game. There's a lot of good stuff coming up, including free updates. So let's talk about free updates here. Ghost Recon Wildlands, because it was so buggy with the beta and all of that, they have a huge team of people in Ubisoft right now trying to tweak the game to better suit all of the complaints that they had with Ghost Recon Wildlands when it comes out on the 7th. And they also have an entire team at Ubisoft dedicated just to updates. So that really shows you that they are really going to try to patch this game, and I believe they are going to really try to patch this game over the course of the first week or 2 weeks of the launch. This has happened before with Ubisoft, where they technically release a broken game, and over a week or 2 weeks they release 6 or 7 patches, which makes the game a lot more playable. Honestly, I think that if you're on console, it's still playable. If you're on PC, it's still playable. If you don't have a mid-range PC, you kind of need a higher end PC to play this. But if you're running a 1070, if you're running any 10 series, if you just dip the graphics down and you're playing on a 1080p monitor, you're going to be able to survive the game running it at roughly 70 frames per second. But look forward to a lot of updates with this. Next, they talked about seasonal events with this game. There's going to be probably a lot of competitive play when it comes to Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I'm not going to get too much into these seasonal events because they really didn't speak on it too much, but it's just showing you that they're super into this entire game, really going the distance when it comes to playability. And yes, there is PvP 4v4 in this game, guys. It's coming to the game. They just released yesterday it was almost like a little bit of a trailer / informational bit on Ghost Recon Wildlands, saying that there is going to be 4v4 PvP. From what I saw in the video, and you guys can watch it if you would like, it seemed just like where you're probably in a certain area and it's a 4v4, show your skills, last team standing wins type 4v4 player, because it says it's very tactical. You need to have a team with you to be able to do this effectively. So that is something that a lot of people were really looking for, and Ghost Recon Wildlands is providing it after the release with an update. I don't know if it's going to be available right when the game drops, but I believe that within the first week or so, they're going to start updating the game and give us 4v4 PvP, which is something that is just going to enhance this playability even more than it is right now. And once again, if you guys, I bought the deluxe version, I didn't buy the gold version because I want to see how things play out for the first month or two before I dive into the actual season pass for this game. But if you're interested in that, the season pass is going to include two things. The first one is like a series of undercover missions. So you're actually going to be going into the Santa Blanca behind enemy lines, so to say, disguised as them, and you're going to try to infiltrate them from the inside rather than coming from the outside. And another one is what they showed was a helicopter crash with extremely difficult enemies. So I'm assuming that group of missions, the helicopter crash missions, are going to be the extreme, like, this is, if you can beat this, you're the ultimate ghost warrior type of thing, which I find absolutely fascinating. But I'm gonna wait until the game is a couple months in to see how it's running before I spend another $40 on the season pass. So overall here, guys, this entire video is just me showing you my thoughts on what's going to be happening with this game, because they are dropping a lot on us. Ghost Recon Wildlands has not been received well. Before the betas actually came out, everybody was super excited about this because it's the biggest open world thing Ubisoft has ever done, and technically this is one of the longest games they have been working on. Just simply because it's taken 4 years so far to develop this game, and it's going to take them another couple years to try to probably patch things, get everything running the way they really want it to, and to get all of these DLCs out with the fixins on top of it. So I believe that they're going to be working on this game for upwards of 6 years, and if the long-term playability comes in at the level of like GTA, that's going to be really beneficial to a lot of these players. So I do recommend you guys pick this game up if you haven't picked it up yet. There's a lot of people that are probably going to disagree with me. That's completely fine, but you know, pick up the $60 version. If you don't want to pre-order it, wait for some reviews to come out on it, and if it still kind of bugs you that the reviews are probably still going to be a little bit low, just read some of the positive ones as well as some of the negative ones, because I know a lot of people out there will just read negative reviews and it gives them a bad taste in their mouth about it, when there are a lot of people out there that are just super picky about these games. So I hope this video helps you guys out a little bit. I hope you all have an awesome day, guys. I will see you all later.